Honorable guests, the opening will begin shortly. We kindly invite you to take your seat in the room. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahilladzi kana bi ibadihi khabiran basiran. Tabarakalladzi ja'ala fis sama'i burujan wa ja'ala fiha sirajan wa qamaran muniran. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Good afternoon, Excellencies, honorable speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before starting the event, I'm going to open this agenda with a poem in Bahasa Indonesia to welcome all of you. Matahari pagi menjulang, burung merpati menari-nari. Kami ucapkan selamat datang. Terima kasih berkenan kemari. First, let's thank to Allah who has been giving us mercy and blessing until we can meet together in this hall. Secondly, let's thank to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam who has brought us from the darkness until the lightness. We extend our warmest welcome to all of you to the talk show on the prospect of Palestine, peace building program and the future of Gaza. Here at the hall of the Central Board of Muhammadiyah on Monday, December 16, 2024. It's a real honor for me to inform you that among us today we have Your Excellency, Mr. Zuhair Al-Sun, as the Ambassador of Palestine to Indonesia. The Honorable Professor Dr. Syafiq Al-Mughni MA, as the Central Board of Muhammadiyah. The Honorable Delegates of the OIC, Dr. Al-Hussein Razoi, OIC Department of Cultural Affairs, Dr. Yasmi Adriansyah, OIC Dialogue and Outreach Department of Political Affairs, Mr. Adib Salim, OIC Department of Palestinian Affairs, Mr. Mutasim Taim, Secretary of the Supreme Committee for Jerusalem, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Jerusalem Institute Al-Quds University, the Honorable Chief of Lazismu, Mr. Ahmad Imam Mujadid Rais MIR, Mrs. Muarawati Nurmalinda, Mr. Ibnu Sani Emsos, the Honorable Chief of Al-Haka'i, the Central Board of Muhammadiyah, Mr. Imam Adarukutni, Mrs. Yaya Kisbia, the Honorable Partner of Witness Shahid, Mr. Khalid Al-Ma'ari, Co-founder Witness Center for Citizen Rights and Social Development Shahid, Tamara Al-Majali, Growth and QA Advisor Witness Center for Citizen Rights and Social Development Shahid. Sister Sanim and Sister Zorob, representative of Palestinian youth. And also, we welcome our guests and participants of the talk show on the prospect of the Palestine peace building program and the future of Gaza. To the esteemed guests, let us listen to the welcoming speech to officially commence this agenda delivered by the Chairman, Central Board of Muhammadiyah, Professor Dr. Syafiq Al-Mughni, MA. We kindly invite him to the stage.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa mawalah. Amma ba'd. Ladies and gentlemen, especially we are here with the Excellency Ambassador of Palestine to Indonesia, our guest from Palestine, and also from OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation. We have here Dr. Al-Hussein Razouk from the Department of Cultural Affairs, Master Adib Salim, OIC Department of Palestine Affairs, and also we have here Master Kayit Mari from Witness. It is one of the NGOs who cooperates with Muhammadiyah. And also we have here Ms. Tamara Al-Majali, also from Witness Center, Mr. Mu'tasim from Al-Quds University, and also Sister Tasnim, the youngest among the guests from Palestine. She is originally from Gaza, who are now seeking a university where he can go to to take a program either in medicine, electronics, and also maybe in other fields of studies. Master Imam Ad-Daruqutni, the head of Department of International Relations and Cooperation, Ms. Yaya Kisbia, the Secretary of the LHKI, Mr. Mujadid Rais, the head of Lazismu, and Sister Ara, yeah, we call her Ara. It's more famous than the original name. Also from Lazismu, Ibnu Thani, walakin laisa hunaka Ibnu Thalith. Ibnu Thani, the Secretary of Lazismu, the partners of Muhammadiyah in supporting Palestine cause. We have here the names of Bapak Wahyu from PLN, yeah. Bapak Iwan Hermawan, Ketua Binrohis Jasindo, Bapak Rahmat Santoso, also from Jasindo, and SR12, I think it is a company, a cosmetic company, or something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have here ambassadors Ibu Yuli Mumpuni, Pak Bunian Sabtono, and also those are from the Department of International Relations and Cooperation. They are also very active in Majelis Ulama Indonesia. Alhamdulillah, we are here in a ceremony which is, I think, very important for us. It is not a beginning, of course. It is not also the end of the program, but it is in the middle of the program. The project has been organized by Muhammadiyah, started from maybe 20 years ago for supporting Palestine. But we are in need now. It is very more obvious that there is no one in this world could be segregated, could be deprived from the human rights. So we see the situation in Palestine and also in other parts of the Middle East, which is part of our concern, especially for Muhammadiyah, who was founded in 1912. And since the beginning, Muhammadiyah is very concerned on the problem of humanity. So there are many different types of the projects which is organized by Muhammadiyah. We have humanitarian aid. We have also relief, education, such as the scholarship given to the Palestine to study in Muhammadiyah universities, and also those who study in their own country. We have founded 2 schools in refugee camps in Lebanon. Also, under the leadership of Mbak Yaya, who is the head of Palestinian Task Force of Muhammadiyah, and he is also the coordinator of Muhammadiyah Aid, Muhammadiyah Agency for International Developments. So one of the programs is to develop the community with the training for capacity building, especially for women, for mothers who would like to strengthen their capacity, especially to strengthen the home productions and also other parts of skills that are needed in Palestine. Especially, Mbak Yaya is responsible for the peace building, which is very important because in the crisis situation in Palestine, the psychological approach is very significant. We can imagine how the situation if we live in the middle of crisis, in the middle of conflict, then psychology is much impact to our psychological problems, and that's why the socio-psychological approach is very much needed. So on behalf of the Central Board of Muhammadiyah, we welcome you all to this gathering, and inshallah we need to support our brothers and sisters in Palestine. This morning we had a meeting with the Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs, and it seems very positive that we would like to found Palestine museums. We are still searching a place hopefully in Jakarta or in any city of Indonesia, under the collaboration between government and civil societies, especially the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Muhammadiyah. We also given support seemingly by the OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperations, that seems very interested in also supporting the museum project. Inshallah, with this kind of motivation, under the guidance of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Lazismu will be given more strength to empower our sisters and brothers in Palestine, and we have to do much better in the future for Palestine. We hope that someday, in the near future, Palestine will be recognized by all the world as an independent and sovereign country. Bismillah, billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Professor Syafiq, for your welcoming speech. To the esteemed guests, let's pay attention to the presentation Lazismu program in Palestine. We kindly invite the Chairman of the Board of Trustees of Central Lazismu, Mr. Ahmad Imam Mujadid Rais MER. Please come to the stage.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Innal hamdalillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inu wa nastaghfiruh wa na'udzu billahi min syururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina may yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlil fala hadiya lahu. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu la nabiyya ba'da. Allahumma shalli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama shallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim fil alamin innaka Hamidum Majid. The honorable delegates and His Excellency Ambassador Palestine to Indonesia, Suhara Sun, welcome to Central Board of Muhammadiyah. Chairman of Central Board of Muhammadiyah, Professor Syafiq Abugni, who in charge in international relations and interfaith dialogue among civilization as well, I think. And the honorable delegates of the OIC, Dr. Al-Husin Razawi, Dr. Yasmin Adriansyah, Mr. Adib Salim, Mr. Mustasim Taim, and also Yasmin and Mr. Tamara, right? Sorry if I'm wrong to mention your name. Sister Tasnim, yeah, and Tamara Al-Majali, Growth and QA Advisor, yeah, from Witness. And also our colleagues from International Relations and Cooperation Bureau, Mr. Imam Adarukutni and Ibu Yayah, who has working very hard to prepare this event. I think since a couple months ago, yeah, Bu Yayah, Pak Imam, yeah. And so our friends and colleagues from Lazismu, Executive Director, and also Amil, and also our colleagues from PLN, yeah, Jasindo, and don't forget also Ibu Muarawati Nurmalinda. She's one who in charge in distributing and coordinating the program for Palestine with Ardi. Where's Ardi? Okay, thank you. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to all of you to gather here, and I think it's a very important event to discuss about prospect of Palestine peace building program and the future of Gaza. I do remember from the beginning of the program, actually initially LHKI, International Relations Bureau, have a very, very big dreams to visit to West Bank and Gaza, I think. That's far before 7 October of 2023. unfortunately, the Israel invasion took place, and everything's postponed and cancelled. But we can gather here, and finally, eventually, yeah. So at least we have some discussion and events in Yogyakarta, Solo, and Jakarta. This morning I watched the video when our honorable guest doing some painting and making a batik. I think it's quite interesting, yeah, when they learn about cultural things in our society. First of all, on behalf of Lazismo is National Board of Zakah. We responsible to collect and also appeal Muslim mostly to pay zakah, sedekah, and infak. And in the terms or in the case of Palestine, since 2018, we have been collecting donation for our brother and sister in Palestine. In Indonesian society, the Palestine issue is very, very central. I think every time you go in the mosque, maybe, or in the social media, you will see the Palestine flag, and even people in social media can discuss and debate about the Palestine and which one is you support, or which product you boycott, for example, because the product is support the Palestine. And currently we have distributing nearly in rupiah 31 billion 300 million something, or approximately near close to $2 million. And it's Shafiq mentioned before, it is distributed in several programs: education, and then empowerment, and also food and hygiene pack. And the highest portion is for education. It's closely 14 billion rupiahs. We have, I think, 50 students who study for summer course, and also some students currently started their study in several universities. A couple of weeks ago, I met the rector of Muhammadiyah from North Maluka. I think there were 7 students, 6 male and 1 women, and they also asked to Lazismo whether they can support for their daily needs. And the problem or the issue with the distribution of the Palestine aid, I think how we can get into the Gaza. In the beginning or before the conflict, or before the 7th October, I didn't mention about conflict because it's invasion, right, from Israel, because it's also a sensitive word. Previously, we have several cooperation, right, with WAFA and GDD, and we can directly enter to the Gaza. And even before, when the 7th October 2023 took place, when many Indonesian organizations still waiting for the support, Lazismo and Muhammadiyah, it's already there. And when the Rafah border closed, and I do remember it's very confused how we can support Palestinian brother from Indonesia. We also have cooperation with the government, with the military, with the police, and also with many non-government bodies across Indonesia. And we found that the problem is how we distribute it. Last September, I visited to Jordan, Pak Yasmin, and according to the ambassador of Jordan, he mentioned the only possible way to support Palestine is through Jordan. It could be to West Bank and also to Gaza, even though we know that to Gaza is very, very far away, right? And the security issues and also the jurisdiction from Israel is also become the issue. But finally, Alhamdulillah, on the 8th of December 8th, 2000, I think last week, almost to 3,040 hygiene packs has already arrived in Gaza for 18,200 something beneficiaries for the refugees. And we are very glad because we have to wait, I think, more than 2 months since we visited to Jordan. Finally, we are glad and happy to have you here, and hopefully with assistance and guidance from Allah, we can continue to support and provide assistance for our brother and sister in Gaza and in Palestine. And inshallah, in the near future, Palestine will be a sovereign state and also become the independent state, inshallah. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Rais, for your address. Thank you, Mr. Rais, for your address. This time we would like to take a moment to present a video about Lazismo and Palestine. Please enjoy the video.
Flashing white light lit up the sky over Gaza tonight. People running for cover, not knowing whether they're dead or alive. They came with their tanks and their planes, with ravaging fiery flames, and nothing remains. Just a voice rising up in the smoky haze. Will not go down in the night without a fight. You can burn up our mosques and our homes and our schools, but our spirit will never die. We will not go down in Gaza tonight. Women and children alike, murdered and massacred night after night, while the so-called leaders of countries afar debated on who's wrong or right. But their powerless words were in vain, and the bombs fell down like acid rain. Through the tears and the blood and the pain, you can still hear that voice through the smoky haze. We will not go down in the night without a fight. You can burn up our mosques and our homes and our schools, but our spirit will never die. We will not go down Gaza tonight. We will not go down in the night without a fight. You can burn up our mosques and our homes and our schools, but our spirit will never die. We will not go down in Gaza tonight.
To the esteemed guests, let us listen to the welcoming speech from the Ambassador of Palestine, His Excellency Mr. Zuhair Al-Sun. We kindly invite him to the stage.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام، تباركت ذا الجلال والإكرام. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، له الملك وله الحمد، يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي، يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. أسعد الله مساءكم جميعا. Good afternoon, brother, sister, chairman of Muhammadiyah, the organizing committee for this program. Actually, I don't have the list of the participants and who is attending this evening, but I can say that all the names here is one name, Palestine. So it's my pleasure for the committee who have given me this chance to be with you and to give remarks about the program and the future for Gaza. For sure, Gaza is suffering, but Palestine as a whole is suffering. If we need to discuss the issue, we have to go for the main source. What is the conflict behind? The occupation. If the occupation is over, is removed from the Holy Land, I think the whole Palestine, the neighboring countries, will be safe. This my message for all of you today, to keep it in your mind. Gaza, this is not the only first disaster. I remember 2006, 2009, 2014, 2020, 2023, and going on. So it seems that we have to thank our brother, sister today that there is one obstacle in that part, which is Israel. Israel is anti-peace. Israel is never think to create any little chance to live side by side with the Palestinians who are the originally belong to that part. And the country from river, Jordan River to Mediterranean, it's Palestine map. But they have created this Israel, which they called Israel, for their own benefits, America and European and the imperialism in the world. This is the reality. I don't want to talk about the history and the background of Balfour Declaration. Balfour Declaration, now 107 years, which created to give the promise for Zionism to be in that land. While many offer for Zionism to create their country in Uganda, Pretoria Lake, between Cyprus and the Greek, in America Latin, Russian Federation, it has been refused. And they choose the Holy Land, Palestine. Why? because it's an important location and important geographical point in that part. Arab nations, which is the rich and the main rich among the world, because of the oil, because of the gas, because of the other minerals, gold, etc. If this is not available in that part, or like desert, no one will think about it. The suffering people of Palestine started from this point. My brother, sister, I don't want to go deeply in politics, because if we are seeing now the development circumstances in Lebanon, in Syria, Iraq before, other parts in Arabs, why this area? Why only this area? Why American is working like that? Everybody should use his mind and to think about it. America is able to end this conflict, but they doesn't want. For veto to stop the war on Gaza. For veto to stop the war. Veto, the resolution was not against Israel to stop the war of killing the innocent people in Gaza. They created this crisis in Gaza, but the eye of Israel now for Judah and Samira, which is West Bank and Jerusalem. After a period of time, come to me and say that you are a true ambassador or you are not true. Netanyahu and his cabinet and his settlers see what is his activity in West Bank nowadays. I was there 2 months before and I have seen everything. Anyhow, brother, sister, I don't want to say more. Now, I wish all of you successful in your program for Palestine as a whole. We are here in a great country and lovely country, Indonesia, who are supporting Palestinians from their heart. It's not a diplomacy talks. Just morning I was with His Excellency Foreign Minister. 3 days before I was with the Defense Minister. Before that I was with the Minister of Tourism. Before that I was with Stakov and so on, and religious minister talking about Palestine. And ready to sacrifice and to give more and more for Palestine. But my message today for the organizing committee of Al-Muhammadiyah, who are really giving support and business, Majlis al-Ulama, Nahdat al-Ulama, NGOs, we need this help and this donation to go through the real channel, to go through the real authority, not to this hand and to this hand. No. I'm here now 8 years in this country. I used to see everything on the ground. I hope my message is very clear. Thanks for Indonesia. Thanks for the President and his cabinet and the government and the parliament. Palestine in this country is number one. Honestly, to be with you, we are not coming here for investment or using our money. No. But if you compare it, Palestine will succeed. But Palestine is poor. And they are, see, the tragedy films, the donation, etc. But this is the heart. We are looking for Palestine. It's a principle. It's written in the constitution of this country. Inshallah, Palestine will be liberated and will be free. And all of you that you will pray one day in Al-Aqsa, Jerusalem, and to save Al-Aqsa, Jerusalem, the Holy Land, which is written in Quran, who believe in Quran. In the end, my brother chairman and my brother, all of you participant, wish you successful and full of thanks from my heart, and inshallah always will be together and the hand to be together to save Palestine and the Palestinian people. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Zuhair, for your welcoming speech. Ladies and gentlemen, for the next session is a talk show on the theme Prospect of Palestine, Peace Building Program and the Future of Gaza, which will be led by Mr. Dr. Yasmi Adriansyah from LHKI and OIC. We kindly invite him to the stage.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ambassador Zuhair, Professor Shafiq, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, distinguished attendants. I'd like to underline or repeat what Ambassador Zuhair has just mentioned to us, that we are here today united by one word: Palestine. Agreed? Of course. But of course, we are also united by another word, or a phrase if you would like to say: global partnership for Palestine. This is the theme for us for our, let's say, talk show or discussions on how this strategic global partnership for Palestine are going to be discussed and what we can do further through this global partnership. And especially we're going to focus on prospect of Palestine peace building program and the future of Gaza. Without further ado, let me invite three prominent speakers who are going to share with us on this very important but challenging topic. First of all, I would like to call Dr. Al-Hussein Razi from Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Brother, please. This handsome gentleman, my dear colleague at the OIC, he's been Director of Cultural Affairs of the OIC in the last 4 or 5 years. He's been doing a lot for the Ummah in terms of multicultural dialogue, intercultural dialogue, and of course, one of the focus is on Palestine. The second speaker will be Brother Kayed Almari. Brother Kayed. Another handsome gentleman. You may sit here or as you like. Okay. Brother Kayed is the co-founder of the Witness, a civil society organization based in Ramallah and Nablus. They've been working quite long already in assisting Palestinians for capacity building, and so on and so forth. The last but not least speaker will be Miss Yaya. Of course, she's very well known already among Muhammadiyah. Even I don't have to introduce further, but Yaya is... Yes. Yaya has been very well known at the Muhammadiyah, so I don't have to introduce further. Yeah. But Yaya, if I may say that, very instrumental in implementing this very challenging program. Of course, as Professor Shafiq mentioned, that Muhammadiyah has been there supporting Palestine in the last 20 years. There have been, but through Lazismu and so on and so forth, of course. And then people of Muhammadiyah and of Indonesian generals, they are willingly or sincerely contributing through Lazismu, through Muhammadiyah, for our brothers and sisters there. But for this event, let's say, program, Sister Yaya is the leader for the task force on Palestine. All right. It's not going to be too formal, so please, you may also have your drinks, foods, and so on. Yeah, be patient. But anyway, allow me to start with the ladies. Okay? Even though I call the first gentleman, but allow me to start with the ladies, yeah? Miss Yaya, could you take the microphone? Yes. Although Professor Shafiq and also Brother Rais have already mentioned about Muhammadiyah's work for Palestine, perhaps you can again give brief information to audience, especially for our colleagues from Palestine, also for our donors as well from Pal and Jasino. I could not mention one by one, but thank you so much, sirs, brothers, sisters, for your continuous support for our brothers and sisters in Palestine. There is strong appreciation from Palestine, and we'd like to again convey this into this our program. Ms. Yaya, if you may elaborate a bit on what Muhammadiyah has been contributing for Palestine in the last, as you like.
Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. His Excellency, Ambassador Zuhair, Prof. Shafiq, dignitaries and honorable participants. I think Dr. Yasmi has introduced me a little bit too much because I'm not that important. Muhammadiyah has been here for more than 100 years, and Muhammadiyah support to Palestine has been very staunch and steady and getting stronger. My role actually is coming in the last perhaps 2 or 3 years, yeah, but especially since last year when I got appointed as the Secretary of LHKI, Department of International Relations and Cooperation. Of course, personally, my support for Palestine, like not all of you, has been forever. But since last period, when I was just a regular member of LHKI, I was thinking about contributing to the freedom and the sovereignty, the more peaceful state of Palestine from a different kind of angle, a different kind of program. We know that Muhammadiyah has been consistent and strong in giving support in regards of humanitarian relief, and since I think 2018, just before the COVID, Muhammadiyah also designed capacity building
So this is something new, capacity building.
Capacity building was rather novel also.
Rather novel. Okay.
Traditionally, we supported Palestine through, of course, humanitarian actions, medical supports, and also through political advocacy through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. For example, last year we have discussion and design a recommendation for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs through Her Excellency Ibu Retno Marsudi, for oral presentation to how do you say it? To make a case against Israel, in the International Court of Justice. But what I was referring to, a novel approach, a novel angle, was that we try as Muhammadiyah support Palestine for peace building, especially for its youth. There are so many segments within the Palestine that needs support from us. And normally the youth are neglected perhaps, because our focus are more on the victims, the survivors from the war, from the physical war. But there are youth who have a lot of potentials to help their own countries by having capacity, having competencies of multicultural dialogue, of how to resolve conflicts non-violently, how to include others to make the campaigns for Gaza and for free Palestine bigger, reaching out to other various civilizations, not only Muslim. So that's underrepresented within various programs supporting Palestine. So perhaps that kind of rather novel also, within Indonesian faith-based organization, and perhaps also compared to other Islamic based organization in other region. So with this, I think Muhammadiyah has been comprehensive, in supporting Palestine from the physical needs, medical needs, but also caring for the future of future generation of Palestine. So what we have been thinking of doing, as you know, have been materialized, come into reality with your help, actually. Dr. Yasmi and also Brother Adib Salim, through various exploration on how we can get support from perhaps Islamic organization or influential figures who knows a local organization in Palestine. And Brother Adib, through Dr. Yasmi, connected us to Witness Shahid Center, led by Brother Kayed Mari. So we developed proposal. Initially it was from me regarding multicultural dialogue and on how to empower young Palestinians to be agent of peace, to be agent of change, using non-violent methods to construct peaceful transformation. And then when we met, I would say, how do you say it, like-minded organization, like-minded activists, like Kayed Meari and others at Witness, and also you are also instrumental, Pak Yasmi and Brother Adib. We developed that proposal into a wonderful program called Palestine Peace Building for youth, to become agent of change. And it has been productive 6 months, yeah? Yeah, we started in July. Now it's December. We have 3 or 4 more activities, namely psychosocial support for inclusive segments of Palestinian society, including those who are surviving from the war, yeah, with disability issues. We also give attention to psychosocial trauma that youth in Palestine still experience, yeah, because we want them not only having trauma only, but how they can change the trauma into hopes. We know that suffering is there, like Ambassador Zuhair mentioned, but we are amazed actually that the state of sufferings, the state of miseries can be turned into hopes and resiliency among Palestinian youth. And with those changing happening, we are more empowered, yeah, to work together, and to push more for a peaceful future of Palestine by using, hopefully, non-violent methods and by engaging various backgrounds of faiths, of religions, of civilization. We believe that the future of free Palestine, sovereign Palestine, cannot be achieved only by the Muslim world's support. We need bigger support than the Muslim world. We need the whole civilizations of humanity in this world, not only Muslim world, but beyond that, to make the voice bigger and bigger, to make the peace based on justice in Palestine become reality.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Yaya. MashaAllah. So at least I believe now we are more exposed to what Muhammadiyah has been doing for Palestine, and then especially for this specific program that has been going on in the last few months, yeah, in the last 6 months, let's say. And it's going to be continuing, of course, with the support of our dear donors, inshallah. And of course, it's not only from donors, big donors like corporations, institutions, but even the common people also who may contribute only for 10,000 rupiahs, you know, and so on. They are happy to contribute for Palestine, whatever they can do. Yeah, of course, praying are always with them, but even in terms of financial support, they are willing to give, even in the small amount for that, you know, because Palestine, as Professor Shafiq mentioned, Master Zuhair mentioned, is like a household term for Indonesians. Now let me go to Dr. Al-Hussein. Like Sister Yaya just mentioned, that this kind of goals, it requires the collaboration of multi-cultural backgrounds. Not only among the Muslim world, but it should also outreach also other backgrounds, religions, cultures, even civilizations. And I believe you've been working on this multicultural intercultural dialogue in the OIC. So how, maybe before you go into that, let's say, specific point, you can also give us some brief mandates of the OIC in terms of multiculturalism, multicultural dialogue, and then later on you can also put into that specific question. Please, brother.
Hi, do you hear me? Well, first of all, again, I would like to extend my deep thanks and gratitude to Al-Muhammadiyah and to the government of Indonesia, to all the audience that are here today, to the donors. We appreciate so much your efforts in supporting Palestine. To His Excellency, the Ambassador of Palestine, and to all the other ambassadors, our brothers and sisters. We have had multiple opportunities to meet in East Kalimantan and Samarinda, right? Last year, and also in Malaysia, Balikpapan also. As a representative of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, which is the collective voice, as they say, of the Muslim Ummah, I would like to extend to you the greetings of His Excellency the Secretary General, to all of you. Just a couple minutes ago, or an hour ago, we have met with His Excellency the Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs, and we were glad to hear that they are still, in full engagement and commitment on this Palestinian issue. As you know, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation was created in 1969 because there was the burning of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and this is how the organization has come into existence. So the Palestinian issue is a central issue in the organization. And for the mandates that have been passed during either the Islamic summits or the Councils of Foreign Ministers meetings, the resolutions on Palestine, they pass, always with total consensus. So there is no state or party that oppose anything related to Palestine, which means that we all, as they say, fall on the heart of one man. This is an Arabic expression. I don't know how we translate it into English. But as I said, the Palestinian issue is a central issue for the Muslim Ummah as a whole. As a pan-Islamic organization, our work is also to sensitize different stakeholders and partners about the importance of this issue to the Muslim world, and also to organize some events in partnership with different partners, including the last event we did in Malaysia, in cooperation with the International Islamic University in Malaysia. And also during our event in Indonesia last year, Palestine was very present, and we had the chance to make this issue at the center of our activities and our interactions with people coming from different cultural backgrounds. So we highly appreciate what Muhammadiyah does and keep doing for the people of Palestine. Of course, this is not a new issue. Palestine has been there for a long time and across generations. And as people, who have been living with this cause for a long time, we have heard about the Holocaust, that happened for the Jews in Europe. We have heard about it, but now we are seeing live through our mobile phones and TVs a real Holocaust taking place in Palestine. So this is the real Holocaust, I think, that we have seen and we have witnessed and will not be moved from our minds and hearts for a long time. So our mothers, sisters, and brothers throughout the Muslim world are suffering because of this, and most of our Muslim countries are in big trouble, given that most of the wars and tensions are in the Islamic world, to our big misfortune. So we know that the Palestinian cause is still the major central cause, and we need to keep working together to relieve the suffering and the trauma of the Palestinian people. And I think that Indonesia, as the biggest Muslim country in the world, given its population and also geography, can and plays basically a major role in this fight to achieve the ultimate goal, which is creating a free Palestinian state with Al-Quds East as its capital, living side by side with Israel. So I will keep it here, and hopefully we can have more opportunities to respond to questions.
Thank you, Dr. Al-Hussein. Big applause to him. One sentence also he mentioned that we need to keep working together, right? So, of course, OIC has been there in terms of mobilizing the collaboration or cooperation among Islamic countries or majority Muslims countries. But not only that, actually, we do have also civil societies who are working closely, hand in hand, to help our brothers and sisters in Palestine. Like Sister Yaya has mentioned, of course, Muhammadiyah. Now, one of the partners of Muhammadiyah in this collaboration is called Witness. Brother Kayed is the co-founder of Witness, and actually this organization, you can inform later on, about the organization, but they've been there in the last 10 years, and they've been working the Palestinian brothers and sisters with various programs. But of course, maybe Brother Kayed, would you mind inform in the beginning about what Witness is, and later on also you can continue what Sister Yaya has just mentioned about the collaboration that has been going on between Witness and Muhammadiyah on the ground. Brother Kayed, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yasmi. Thank you for having us today in Al-Muhammadiyah and for keeping support the Palestinian young people. Indeed, Witness Center was launched in 2014 by Palestinian intellectual and also academics and young leaders who was part of the student council from all around Palestine, from all the districts inside Palestine, especially West Bank and East Jerusalem. And the main idea behind launching or building this institution or this platform was that we think the young people is the main community in Palestine who was targeted by the occupation. If you are looking to the prisons, Israeli jails, you will see the most of them are when was they jailed, they was young. If you are looking about the majority of the people who was killed by the Israelis, also they are from the young generation. If you are looking about the institutions, the schools, the universities, all these services and all these infrastructure are also serving the young generation in Palestine. And it's bring us as remark that you have to focus on this community, on this young generation, about how you could protect the Palestinian young people from death. Our mission is not to die, our mission is how to build our country and how to build our society. And the other idea of Witness Center, actually, that the Israelis have many strategies to kill the life in Palestine. Not just to steal the lands, not just to demolish the homes, but also to destroy the social cohesion in Palestine. And also to control our daily life, and also destroy and isolate our society from the international community and the Islamic world and Arab world. And for that, if I would like to leave from Palestine to any place around the world, we across many checkpoints. Now in the West Bank, we have 720 checkpoints across all the West Bank. It's not just to make our life difficult, but also to isolate the Palestinian young people and the young generation to be connected with their brothers and sisters around all the world. From these circumstances, we decide to build our organization, as I mentioned, and we think that our rights and our dignity and our freedom will not come just by humanitarian aid and not just by economic solution. And if the Palestinians accept the economic solution from the 14th and 13th, we could be in better situation. But our issue is a political issue. Our issue is about our right to liberate our land. And we always say that freedom without dignity is nothing. So the main core and the core issue is for us is identity and dignity in Palestinian struggle. And for that, we think the main strategy that we could work as a Witness Center is to protect and build our society and to protect our identity. And from this core needs, we start our working and we develop many programs. The The programs that we are working with is about the capacity building and youth empowerment, and also youth engagement and policy engagement. In addition to that, to the volunteerism and also the media programs. Why all of these? That because we think that we should work in comprehensive approach to deal with all these circles of impact and impactful tools and interventions to lead or to create a young leadership who could be not just beneficiaries. They should be also an actors and very influenced in their and efficient in their communities. So our approach, which we developed with Muhammadiyya in this program, that we don't just bring the young people to take the trainings for 20 hours or 20 or for the workshop. No, they have a task to go back to their local communities in the refugee camps, in the Christian community, in the Cemeterian community, in this disabled community, to reflect the experience and the knowledge they had from the training courses and the workshop, to transfer and make this exposure of knowledge and the skills that they learned in the workshop, and to create the social recognition about the young leadership and enhance their ability to influence in their communities, in their local communities. So yes, we bring the people to train them, but we send them again to throw their seeds in their local communities to make this kind of social transformation and build this kind of social cohesion between the Palestinian young people.
So if I may interrupt, yeah?
Yes, it is.
That you are sending them after they receive the training, they are going to return to their communities. Can you give the examples of the cities that they are from? Are they from just Ramallah or?
Actually, we targeted more than 10 universities inside Palestine till today. And we are talking about 11 cities. Ramallah from south to the north, like Hebron, Bethlehem, Jerusalem, Nablus, Jenin, Tulkarem. All these cities inside West Bank was targeted and benefited from our program. Why that? Because we are going to a focus group from each city and bring them for central training shop, and then send them back to their local communities to build their info sessions with the universities and more. Now we reach out to 200 young people from the info session and the training courses. And we are talking now about 200 young leaders now start their programs and initiatives in their community based on the community, local communities. What makes this project is critical for the Palestinian is that because it's focused about change the mindset of the young people inside Palestine. When I am changing the mindset, I think they go from the comfortable zone that we are affected from and crying from the occupation to start an action to confront these challenges. And when you are encouraging the young people to start act, not just witnessing, it's our it's our slogan. It's time to move from witness to act. We have to act against the challenges that we have inside our region, and the vital power that we have in Palestine is our human resources, and especially the young people. When you provide the young people with the empowerment that they need and the knowledge and the skills, they could be invest not just in the future, they invest in the present. That because they change their circumstances basically initially, and after that they will help others to change their life and change their behaviors. The second issue about the concept. When we say peace in our context, usually we start talking about the Israel-Palestinian conflict when we use the term of peace. This time we also succeeded to put the peace as a term and a definition, as a concept, as a peace within the Palestinian community, as a need for the Palestinian community without taking our consideration, or it's not the priority to talk about the Israel. We are talking about our needs to have this kind of platforms and internal dialogue. Why? That internal dialogue It's a main channel for conflict resolution skills, and it's helped the Palestinian for enhancing the cohesion in our society and also unity as a core component in our struggle to defeat the Israelis and etc. Our unity and our to have this our strong and concrete and unite society. And for that, I think it's the first time in Palestine that we start working with the peace building from the local needs as internal needs for the Palestinian people and the Palestinian society, and also supported by an Islamic country, which it's mean that you have this trusted and credible partner who are looking for Palestine as a priority and is seeking to support the Palestinian people to reach their peace, internal peace, and to bring them with the tools and the skills that they need and the concept they need to build their society and their states, institutions, without link it with condition to have this relation with the Israeli government and etc. It's another approach that we experience now with Al-Muhammadiyya. And for that, I think this program is very important for the young people, and this program is very important for the Palestinian. And I think also it could be the first stage to have this kind of a program on a regional and in a regional or in under the umbrella of the Islamic world in general. The issue is not just the Palestinian and the Indonesian. It's also encourage us in the future how to include and engage more Islamic countries and more Islamic young people in this program. And thank you.
Applause to Kayed. So now we are more exposed to what witness Brother Kayed and our colleagues there, what have been implementing this peace building. So perhaps when we learn about the term peace, we thought it's going to be peacemaking between Palestine and Israel. Not necessarily. Okay, but most importantly, actually peace building within Palestine. And with more focus to the Palestinian youth, right? And Sister Yaya mentioned that, you mentioned already about this, the target of this program is for the youth, right? With various background, religions, cultural, and so on and so forth. And Brother Kayed also mentioned that this program has been reaching up to up to 11 cities, meaning the contribution of Indonesians, Muhammadian have reached to those cities already. MashaAllah. For us, we just heard about Ramallah, Jerusalem, and so on. Yeah, but actually the contribution of people have reached there already. Alhamdulillah, MashaAllah. Sister Yaya, please add further.
I would like to add a little bit more. There's actually changes in the plan of the program. We have planned this peace building program since May 2023. That was before the OIC cultural activities took place in East Kalimantan. Yeah? And at the time, of course, the 7 October war has not been broken again, yeah. So we plan for this program to be collaborative between Witness and LHKI, PP Muhammadiyah as leading unit, and the implementer would be Witness. But the facilitators, the moderators, the mentors would be from both organizations, Muhammadiyah and Witness. So for example, in our initial proposal, I had written Professor Haidar Nasir as giving welcoming remarks, and then Prof. Shafiq Mugni explaining about what Muhammadiyah is and how Muhammadiyah has been doing internationalization, especially through Islam Wasatiyah and progressive Islamic movement, ya, Risalah Islam Berkemajuan. I also had the names of Mas Imam Mujahid Rais as one of the facilitators, Dr. Yasmi as well as myself, and Dr. Zain Maulana from Muhammadiyah, Yogyakarta. But then, as you know, 7 October happens. So we altered the programs a little bit in technicalities, not in substance. The LHKI, Department of International Relations and Cooperation, is still the leading unit. Witness, it's still the implementing partner, but now we entrust all the execution of the programs to Witness, yeah, because they are on the ground, and we are very longing. We've been very longing to go there, like we plan to, but the security issue doesn't allow us yet. Hopefully, next month, January or February, or perhaps even in March, we can go there because there's an invitation from the World Lutheran League. Yeah, Prof. Safik received the invitation from the World Lutheran League, based in the U.S. but also based in Jerusalem, to work collaboratively among Muhammadiyah and other faith-based organizations, as well as local Palestine NGOs. So hopefully with that, we can amplify, we can capitalize, and of course, most importantly is making real difference in empowering youth, improving capacity and competencies of Palestinian youth, while we Muhammadiyah also learn. There's so much to be learned from Palestinian youth and peoples. Sometimes, many times, I am amazed that there's so much strength, resiliency, and beauties, yeah, coming out from so much sufferings. So with this, I think I'm speaking now to the partner philanthropists, PLN, Basnas, and others. With this, we all need your support, yeah, to make this program sustainable and achieving more meaningful output and outcomes, yeah, that will make Palestinian freedom happen in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Yaya. Dr. Al-Hussein, Ms. Yaya mentioned that this program is even connected as well with other faith-based organizations, right? And also with the youth as well. Youth as the focus. So perhaps, even though I know that this is not maybe that your specific file, but maybe you can share with us on how OIC is contributing to the dynamic of youth in Islamic world, let's say. Please.
Well, OIC, we have created recently a whole department for youth and sports. And also we have as our affiliate organization, the Islamic Youth Cooperation Forum, which is based in Istanbul, in Turkey. And we have a couple other organizations. You know, the OIC is made up of specialized subsidiary and affiliate organizations. And among the organizations that are very active in the youth sectors are, the ICYF, but also ICISCO, for example. They hold different programs working on youth capacity building, youth engagement in social life and in community life and in politics as well. And also we have Ersika in Istanbul also, which is a center specialized in the Islamic history, art and culture, who are also having some youth programs. And whenever we organize an event, we make sure that we invite all these organizations to our event. Also, each one comes with his own contribution to the program. And we never neglect or put aside the programs on youth, because we think they don't only constitute the future, but also they are the present, and they have to leave a a print or a fingerprint in the work, and also be politically sensitized and cognizant of the different challenges that are facing not only Palestine but also the Muslim Ummah. As I said a little before, most of the trouble is in the Islamic world. If we look at Afghanistan, Yemen, Lebanon, Syria, Libya, Palestine, I mean, we are in a region that is tension lenient, so to speak, and we have to make sure that we take the right positions and make the right efforts to relieve the sufferings of all these people. But because of what happened recently in Gaza, everybody was, centered on the Palestinian issue, and I believe it should be a priority. It should remain a priority, because we are not talking about an internal conflict or tension, but we are talking about an occupation supported and sustained militarily, diplomatically, and politically by big powers, including the United States of America and the European Union. And in fact, this war was an eye-opening for all of us. I mean, we should have no illusions anymore about the age of enlightenment and all these ideals that we have been, and lessons, moral lessons that we have been receiving from the West. I mean, that game is over now. I mean, we have uncovered the real face of the West, who is always siding with the wrong causes sometimes. And Israel has the wrong cause, basically, because it's about occupation, it's about invading other, original people in their lands and taking their lands and creating all these refugee camps, not only in Palestine but also in other parts of the world. I mean, Palestinians are scattered around the world. Those who are outside Palestine, I think, are more in number than those who are in Palestine. Some of them are living in Jordan, in Lebanon, in Syria. So this is really a human trauma. It's not about us as Muslims, but it's about humanity as well. When these people's homes are destroyed and their kids have been killed, and you see this evil chants. I mean, there are, for example, when this Israeli soccer team played in Amsterdam, they were chanting, "There are no more schools in Gaza because there are no more kids." I mean, they are killed more kids than in any other war in the world. If this happened in any parts of the world, I mean, there will be another World War. But in Palestine, it has become a normal thing to see kids being killed and women being killed and people, homes destroyed, their land stolen. So I think it's a historic moment, and for all of us, first, not to defend the Palestinians per se, but to defend those of humanity, because this is dehumanizing, degrading, and it's. I mean, people have become real monsters. I mean, you cannot shoot a kid while he's playing the ground and you claim you are defending a right. I mean, this goes beyond any words. So again, I mean, not to go deep into this. I don't want to turn this beautiful discussion into a sad moment. But we have to capitalize on our potential. I think the Muslim world and also some other voices in the Western world. We have seen the campuses in the USA, we have seen marches and demonstrations in Europe supporting Palestinians. So it was an outcry for the right of Palestinians. I think we should capitalize on this momentum that has been created since the eruption of this, I won't call it war, because when we talk about war, we talk about equal parties, but this is an aggression, this is an occupation that has to be end, and we have to, again, to have our youth ready, because the challenges that are coming for the Muslim world are really great, and we need at least people who are aware of these challenges and who are equipped not only with the means, but with the ideas and with the ideals and the principles and the attitudes to act as responsible citizens. And we as Muslims, we have the same cultural and religious identity, and this is an empowerment by itself. Because you people are in Indonesia, in Asia, and you are not Arabs, but you are Muslims, and you sympathize sometimes more than Muslims themselves with the Palestinians. So this is another reflection on who we are. We are, first of all, when I identify myself I don't say I'm Moroccan, but I say I'm Muslim first, and then an Arab, and then a Moroccan, maybe Mediterranean, and then an international citizen. But basically, we should, as I say, focus on this mobilization of resources and mobilization of our youth for this end goal, which is to give hope for the Palestinian people. Inshallah, we'll see a free state coming, by hook or by crook, as they say, whether the West and the US likes it or not. Inshallah, that day is coming. Thank you.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Yes, Brother Kayet, I'd like to go to you because I think he mentioned something very interesting that maybe I'd like to follow up with you. But anyway, from the audience also, if you have questions, comments, please do. You are open for that. But after I ask Kayet, yeah? So please, do have microphones also down there? Maybe if one, two participants are willing to give their comments, so we can give later on, yeah? But anyway, after this, yeah, keep that. Brother Kayet, Dr. Al-Hussein mentioned that, Indonesia is a faraway country, no? But there are lots of sympathies for Palestine, even though we are far away. And you mentioned also that this kind of project is something, a kind of the first, coming from an Islamic country, let's say. Maybe you can share with us on the perception of Palestinians in general about Indonesia, and if there is any perception on Muhammadiyah, if there is any, yeah. So maybe from that we will know how Palestinians look at Indonesians. Yeah, Brother Kayet, please.
Thank you for this question. It's remind me that I'm a journalist. Yes, actually, when we start this project, when we are planning, one of the main issue that we put in our consideration, how to expose the role of Indonesian people to support the Palestinian. And for that, we make this comprehensive visibility plan for the project from A to Z. And it's included many interventions regarding to the social media, that because our main targeted group was the young people, and also the radios, the TVs, and also some one-to-one meetings with some of the decision makers. And we make also MOUs with some of the universities just to expose and make this exposure and highlight about the rule of Muhammadiyah and the rule of the Indonesian people and the historical support from Indonesia and Muhammadiyah to the Palestinian people. So from 6 months till today, we have more than 10 videos produced about the activities and about the rule of Muhammadiyah. And also in each seminar, we present the video, the short video about the Muhammadiyah and the history of their work. And also, when we are talking about young people, then we are talking about a very active social media accounts. Most of the people that we reach out share their stories and their experience, personal experience with the situation, and also they start interested and reflect their interest to follow the news about the Indonesian demonstrations to support the Palestinian people. And all the time we have this kind of WhatsApp chat with the Sister Yaya, and she always provide me and update us with the news and the articles and the photos about the demonstration happened to support Palestine and the protest here, and we also reshare them on our social media and our media agencies inside Palestine. So in term, I think it's not all what we can do, but I think we start to highlight more about the rule of Muhammadiyah and the rule of the Indonesian people regarding this issue. About the perception regarding from Palestinian people to Indonesia, even it's far away, it's good to know and to share with you that the Palestinian people are well educated, and they are from the beginning they integrate in the politics. So we are political society in general. So yes, they aware about the rule, about Indonesian people and Indonesian government and their position, and they follow the votes in the UN, and they follow the press releases, and also they know very well your role, your government role also in the foreign ministry committee, who are working to ceasefire and make this mobilization to support Palestine at the ceasefire in Gaza Strip. But I think there are many places to invest more, and we could do more by this partnership. And I think, and in our plan, if it will be sustained, and if it's sustained, I think the people will be more aware about this rule and this relation and how we could be enhanced and developed.
Okay, mashallah. Any views from the floor? Maybe Bu Yuli, Ambassador Yuli. She's a former ambassador, and also she's with the Indonesian Ulama Council. You have any comments to give? Yeah, microphone, please. And later on, we are going to touch the last segment of our discussion on the future of Gaza. Okay.
Well, thank you, Pak Smith. Of course, thank you so much for this very warm gathering with our brothers from Palestine. Tamara, thank you so much for this excellent arrangement. I would like to ask your brother from Witness, as we understand that now also attending here, our friends from philanthropy institutions, they maybe also would like to know the secret of your success in delivering all these humanitarian assistances. We understand that it was not easy for you to deliver because of the situation in Gaza, because of the different factions also you have to face. So maybe better you also convince them that you have such kind of networks in that area, entering from Jordania to Gaza or to other areas where you have to deliver your humanitarian assistance beside on the peace building. Particularly on this peace building process, I'm very impressed with the video show up. We would like to know, the peace buildings supposed to be built peaceful coexistence between the two, can be different parties. We would like to know exactly those participants come from which parties in that area. We hope that it also involves our brothers from Hamas and from Fatah. So because it is our strong advice, including to President Abbas whenever he came here, we always support for the Palestinian factions to be reunited. It is our own experiences when we face also colonialism. We have to also organize inter-Indonesian conferences before we face our colonials. Thank you. I think this by Yasmin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bu Yuli. Look at her, just like a freedom fighter, you know. Bu Yuli, wonderful. I think you can respond that.
Thank you so much for your two questions. The first one about the humanitarian intervention and how we reach out to our people in Gaza Strip. Actually, it was difficult before that, but and we are not the main actor in the humanitarian assistance for our people in Gaza Strip. But we are working with many stakeholders, especially the international organization who have access to be to there, and also we coordinate with the World Kitchen and the other organizations who are based right now inside Gaza Strip. So always there is a way to help, always there is a way to support. And we always like the word that Sister Yaya used, that we are the local expert. We always have our alternative tracks to reach out to our people inside the Gaza Strip. Regarding to the participants and the workshop, yes, we involve all the Palestinian people from different backgrounds, politically, geography, gender perception, and also we have three religions inside Palestine. We have the Muslims and Christians and also the Semiterians. The most minor religious group in around all the world is based in Palestine. So yes, we take in our consideration to include this inclusive approach, and we are aware that the political division is impact negatively the Palestinian situation and Palestinian cause, but we also aware that it's a political division, not social division. So the Palestinian people in each family could see a person from Fatah and his brother from Hamas and his sister from Jihad and their another sister and cousin from the left parties in the same family. So it's good to know that there is a political division, but it's not social division. But we use and benefited from this platform, this project, to provide all of them the equal chance to reflect their needs, to reflect their point of views regarding to all issues. And when we developed the training material, actually, my sister, we bought some cases as study cases. One of them focusing on the political conflicts inside Palestine, especially Fatah and Hamas, as a case study to learn the people, educate the people how it could be negotiated or make this peaceful dialogue regarding to the issues regarding to this cases. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Kayed. Ambassador Yuli, thank you for your 2 thumbs up. Now we go to the last part of our discussion regarding the future of Gaza. Okay? So without further elaboration, I'd like to ask each of you on your thoughts based on your, let's say, mandates in organizations or even your personal thoughts too, on how you see the future of Gaza and what do you expect from it. Miss Yaya? Always ladies first.
Doesn't have to. But all right, okay. Yes, we know from our experience that entering Gaza and involving Gaza is quite challenging, yeah? With the borders closing and many other sanctions, political restrictions, etc. It's really difficult to reach Gaza. But we should not stop believing and having faith that together, in collaboration with many other organizations from different backgrounds, and make our voice bigger in this endeavor, we can someday, hopefully very soon, to help the situation. Gaza is really important because we have been in our project kind of doing other things outside Gaza, but we never forgot that the main issue, the main crisis is in Gaza. So for example, for this project, the peace building and multicultural dialogue, we have a component of Gaza campaigns. And through various networks of witness that can have access to Gaza, for example, the event of a film festival, yeah, we get our messages across. And also we bring voices from Gaza out in the forms of storytellings. For example, there was a young female by the name of Daina, yeah, the chess player, who shattered her dream of becoming the national champion of chess, yeah, from Gaza. And also there were stories from mothers, children, young people who, in spite of those miseries and dark backdrops of war, they can still have moments of happiness, having afternoon tea in the yard, etc. So those spectra of miseries, hopes, and also dreams of people of Gaza, we make them visible and heard to the outer world. Yeah, with that, hopefully, although we are working from outer parts of Gaza, we can still support Gaza, and that needs to be assured, to be guaranteed in its sustainability. We don't have any option that to leave Gaza. It's part of the whole humanity, like Brother Hussein said. It's not only part of Palestine. It's not only part of Islamic world. It's part of our humanity. It's part of our dignity. When we leave Gaza behind because it's difficult, for example, then we leave the whole dignity, the whole humanity. Thank you.
Thank you. Applause to Yaya. We shall not leave Gaza behind. Yes. Yes, please. Microphone, please. Microphone. So from Indonesia, Palestine will be the last to speak. Dual. Chief Imam would like to share something, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We have so far the world wonders, many world wonders. There is Komodo in Indonesia, Great Wall in China, and so on and so forth. And also, there would be one more world wonder because there is disunity in the Palestine land.
MashaAllah.
Why? We are united by Palestine here. And yesterday there was staged a great and huge demonstration in our land, demonstrating against Israel and condemn them, and also called upon the world powers and in collaboration to against the Israel and so on and so forth. We are all here united. We are in the world united. But why the unity in the Palestine land, it is difficult to happen. This is what Hamas and also the Fatah and so on and so forth. We hope, the only hope, is it the only hope? I don't know, that the unity among the young generation, without the outgoing generation, I don't know how, it must be united, or must be separated, you know. This is your question, this is your problem also, our problem, yeah? To make it happen, what is so-called the Palestinian independence in the very next future, I think so. Jerusalem is the Jerusalem. It is the land of the peace. But there is no peace there in the Jerusalem. It has become the land of dispute, I think. And also the triangle between the Jews, Muslim, and the Christian. There is Haikal Sulaiman there under the land of the Al-Quds, yeah. And also Bethlehem for the Christian and Al-Aqsa for Muslim. Well, this is also something to answer for us. And then I sometimes wonder on the verse of the Quran. وأورثنا القوم الذين كانوا يستضعفون مشارق الأرض ومغاربها التي باركنا فيها وتمت كلمة ربك الحسنى على بني إسرائيل بما صبروا ودمرنا ما كان يصنع فرعون وقومه وما كانوا يعرشون. Assad has been ousted, and Lebanon also now under bombardment, and Iraq has been also. Ukraine, there is many people has been a victim for all the hardship of the modern. This is also or what is so-called the paradox, the global paradox, since many, many lives of the children, young generation of the future has been becoming the victim. But the mother of the problem is not Ukraine. The mother's problem is not the ruin of the Iraq, but the mother of the problem is Palestine again and over again. How to answer this? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Imam. Yes. I think the right person to respond to this very pertinent question is your colleague on your right seat. So let me invite Brother Adib to respond to this very challenging question. You can use the microphone there. Oh. But due to our limited time, so please make it quick. Yeah, thank you.
My brother, after Dr. Imam, any talk will be very difficult because what he said is very important.
I know,
and
I know.
I cannot compare any talk to his talk.
Okay.
But actually, I will answer his question, but also I want to mention, refer to what you said before regarding how the perspective of the Palestinian people about the Indonesian. And this is very important question. Because Palestinian people usually, they looking for the Muslim Ummah support. And sometimes personally I work in Jeddah and I represent OIC today, but I am also Palestinian from Al-Quds. And every time I ask myself, why we are as a Palestinian community, we keep ourselves resistance and we not let even the occupation to occupy Jerusalem. Jerusalem is already occupied, but we are occupying the occupation. It means we didn't let the occupation to have everything and to Judaism, Jerusalem and to Israel, the city itself. We still a Muslim and Arab community, and we keep our identity as a Muslim and as Arab. And I ask myself, why we fight for that? I found it because of your eyes, of your supports, because where we are go, we find ourselves, oh, you are Palestinian, then people give us respect, give us power. Then, because of that, we keep the resistance, we keep ourselves in front of the Ummah and on the ground. Now, when I start working in OIC, which I think it's a policy from top to down, it's a resolution. I found, and before I came from civil society. And now I am in two combination. What is important? Top to down is the resolution come from OIC, and government has to work, and everyone knows the bureaucratic of the governments, which is important, but in order, and this is official solidarity. That's what we needed, and we should keep it. But also what it need, the approach from bottom to up. That's the approach it's starting. When we start talking about the project, Dr. Yasmin, and I recommend, and I said, come please work on Palestine. That's because I want this approach from bottom to up. This approach will lead more projects and more projects. Today, I'm saying, your image, very important. We want to see the Indonesian and the Muslim Ummah more in every project in Palestine. Every project is important. Jerusalem need you. Because of that, we know how it was difficult for us. We invited the High Committee of Jerusalem to be with us in order to express the talk of Al-Quds, Gaza. Every city is important. Every case in Palestine is important. We could not say, oh, that is much more important than this one, because Israeli fighting, let's say, bloody in Gaza, but they controlling Jerusalem every day. They, like 2 weeks before, they take 70,000 dunam of land from the West Bank. It's a fighting everywhere. Then we need everyday projects. What is the projects we need from bottom to up? We need more projects regarding cooperation between Muhammadiyya and Jerusalem. We need more cooperation between Muhammadiyah and in West Bank and in Gaza, and the future of Gaza. You will talk about it. What is the future of Gaza? I can tell you, future of Gaza is in our hand. Israel destroyed everything in Gaza. Nothing in Gaza anymore. Now, people are still there. But is the Palestinian people, the 2 million, that is our human capital there. These people will continue in this land after 2 years? I'm not sure, because it's in our hand. Now, no education, none of the university existence anymore, none of the hospital existence anymore. Now, people in Gaza, they were strong. They didn't let the Israeli to take them out of Gaza. But now is the question to the Muslim community and to everyone, to the human being. Actually, it's not only Muslim crisis, is a human crisis. What we will do for it? We have to rebuild again the universities. We have to rebuild again the schools. We have to rebuild again the universities. Because without the generation, educated generation in Gaza, we will lose it. We will lose the Palestinian community. The Palestinian cause will continue as long as the Palestinian existence, educated, has a hospital, has a services. Now, as a Muhammadiyah approach, your approach to grow up Muhammadiyah concept and to keep Indonesia as a good model, and alhamdulillah and mashallah we find today, and I am in my visit in Jakarta, I am impressed by Jakarta, I am impressed by your work, your kind work. That's what we need. We need Muhammadiyah concept to be in Gaza, to be in Jerusalem. Maybe I will bothering your time every time. I should work in official. I should telling everyone about my resolution. This is top down. I do in my work, but I will not forget. Also, I have this approach from bottom to up to remind you every day and everyone, please come and build Gaza. Please come and work in Al-Quds. Open your offices in Al-Quds. Work with the education of Al-Quds. Working in Gaza. Maybe I know it's not in our hand, but at least we have to do as much as we can for the benefit of the people. The Palestinian community did a lot, and I am one of those people. I keep myself in the city. We fight. None of the world, fighting for existence. But we fight in order just to be existence. Not for sovereignty, but to be existence. Because it's become challenging for us as a Palestinian to be existence or not in the city. In Gaza and Jerusalem, each city has its unique. Now the question, and we need Muhammadiyah support, we need Indonesian support. What Kayet told, when we receive a lot of financial aid from Europe and America. But once you receive it from your brother, it's different. And you, the brothers of the Palestinians, and we, one ummah, working for peace and justice for the Palestinians and for everyone. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Hadib. So again, he said that you all are welcome to visit Palestine, West Bank, even Gaza. Yeah. But of course, we have to find out the mechanisms to go there. Anyway, before I conclude, yes, Brother Adib, and also our brothers here, also sister, they keep mentioning about Indonesia. Of course, Indonesia is with the government, right? And of course, we know that Indonesian government is very supportive for any cause assistance toward Palestine. Then in this regard, we are also grateful to have our representative from the Ministry of Religious Affairs, ya, Mbak Rani, Mbak Ibu, from Kementerian Agama, Kemenak, Ibu. So thank you for being with us. So she's from the Ministry of Religion or Ministry of Religious Affairs, who are showing their support for this event as well. And the ministry has been very helpful also in mobilizing funds as well for Palestine. Thank you once again, Ibu. Okay, one last question. Perhaps I think let us keep how about our time? So we are due already, yeah? Okay, so maybe give the floor to our brother from OIC, Dr. Al Hussein, on how we would like to see Gaza in the future. Yeah.
Well, Gaza and future. I think that if we see history, I mean, the countries that have been rebuilt on solid grounds have come after being destroyed. For example, Germany and Japan after the Second World War. Now they are great powers, but before they were completely demolished and there was a lot of blood in the streets. So I think that there is no easy freedom, no easy liberation. I think that the Gazans have gone through a lot of trouble, but inshallah they will come stronger from this war and they will rebuild their country with the support of the international community and support of the Muslim Ummah, including this beautiful country, it is in Indonesia, and I prefer to stop here. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Kayet, Brother Al Hussein, Sister Yaya. Let us give a round of applause to our esteemed speakers for their thoughts, for their motivation to us, for their sharing with us. And of course, I'd like to thank everyone for being patient with us, listening to these, let's say, discussions. And of course, as Professor Shafiq mentioned, this is not the beginning, this is not the end, but it's going to be continuous. It's going to be long and winding road for all of us for this Palestinian cause. Okay, maybe that's after this. Yeah. With that, let me conclude this talk show. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We would like to express our gratitude to Mr. Dr. Yasmi Adriansyah for moderating today's discussion, the knowledge and insight they have shared. We hope that what we have learned today will be beneficial and serve as valuable provisions for all of us. Next token from to Muhammadiyah.
Let me invite Professor Shafiq and delegates to come forward.
Let me invite Professor Dr. Shafiq
Chief Imam, Dr. Imam,
and Dr. Imam
and with all delegates.
and all of delegates on the stage. Thank you. One, two, three. Okay, once again. Wahid, Isnani, Salasa. Naam, syukron. To honorable guests, we respectfully invite you to the stage to take a group picture. All of audience,
Bunda, Bunda ingat loh besok kalau Bunda masih satu lagi besok Bunda ngisi yang di UI 3 kan? Iya, sehat-sehat, lumayan gitu ya. Masih ada nanti besok.
Alhamdulillah, our talk show today has concluded and was successfully carried out. We hope that what we have gained together only adds to our knowledge and that the insight and information can be shared further with our family and friends.
Jadi ada.
Ini dari siapa Bang Putih? Buat siapa?
Bu,